Alright everybody, on today's video I want to be bringing you guys footage from back in 2017 of a Florida panther in the Golden Gate Estates attacking a family's goat. These goats were named Salt and Pepper and they were the family pets out in the Golden Gate Estates. It's a video I had originally uploaded to my fishing channel, but I also want to bring it to you guys here on Southern Life. I have a YouTube channel called Jose Likes Fishing if you want to learn about fishing in Florida. Unfortunately, that YouTube channel really never took off. It got up to about 3,000 subscribers, and then I couldn't get it to grow anymore, so I switched over to Southern Life. And well, as you guys know, our channel's been a huge success. Lately, there's been a lot of development in the Golden Gate Estates area, and with these new communities, it really threatens the natural habitat of the wildlife, which means that increasingly we're starting to see panthers come closer to humans as there's less and less natural habitat left. Now, on this particular day, we were out in the Florida Everglades in an area known as the Big Cypress. Now, you're no longer allowed to record commercial videos in anything that's a national park, but back then, when we took this footage in 2017, that law had not been put in place. That's why we're able to look at this footage. On this particular day, we saw about 70 deer in a single day. They were just gathered out there off of Turner River Road. Me and Katie have really been talking about moving back to Naples, Florida to be closer to family, and also because we love the nature down there. You can see anything from panthers, black bears, bobcats. The amount of wildlife near the Florida Everglades is incredible, and we really miss a lot of our fishing trips. Of course, the Golden Gate Estates, this rural part of Naples, has been growing tremendously, and now we're seeing rezoning of agricultural land. They built an entire city out there called Ave Maria, and a lot of the farmland around the area is now also being rezoned and turned into housing developments, which means that eventually we're really gonna see nature struggle, especially the Florida panther. There's even been talks of removing Florida's panthers, removing it from the list that protects it, because a lot of people just think it's not even worth protecting these Florida animals. Now, for me that grew up down in Naples, these animals are absolutely prestigious, they're amazing, and they're definitely worth conserving. But to the most majority of people that are moving to the area now from other states, they don't really have an appreciation for the nature. They move down here for the warm weather and for the beaches, and they don't understand that the real beauty of the Naples area isn't even the beaches. It's the fact that it's close to the Florida Everglades. But it's an activity that to me is special, but to a lot of people is really insignificant. But when we lived in Naples, we did a lot more out in the Florida Everglades than we ever did along the beaches. So let's take a look at this footage, and I'll warn you, it is a little disturbing. It's a Florida panther preying on a domestic goat, so I hope you can stomach that. That's why we kind of had a little brief introduction so you guys can understand the context of the video before we saw it. And let's get right to it. Let's watch this Florida panther eat somebody's pet goat. Very unfortunate situation, especially since the goats belonged to a, at the time, very young person. It was the family pet, and well, nature took its course. I've never again seen up to 70 deer in one day like we did on this particular day. I don't even know why that particular day there were so many deer out there. But you guys ready to see a Florida panther eat somebody's goat? Let's do it. Alright, so here's the surveillance footage from the Golden Gate Estates. You'll see that behind the shed, you'll start to see some movement, and that's going to be the Florida panther stalking the goat. Now, I've had a lot of people that have lived in the Golden Gate Estates and have bred goats, and let me tell you, it is a horrible place to try to breed goats because goats are like a deer, but they're not as fast, and most likely these Florida panthers are supposed to be going for the deer, but the deer simply are a lot faster than a goat. So a lot of times the Florida panthers and even a lot of the black bears, they really prefer to be somewhere near the Golden Gate Estates, which is where the humans are, versus being out in the Everglades where they most likely belong. The black bear population in Collier County, which is where Naples sits, is nearing 1,000 black bears. It's a huge black bear population, and over the years we've seen countless black bears. The last one that me and Katie saw was in the Picayune Strand, and it was a big one. The Florida Panther population estimates, I think, are between 110 to 220. Now, every year there's a lot of fatalities, unfortunately, because for some reason or another, Florida Panthers are not good at avoiding roadways. They simply struggle. Highway 29 and 27 out in Central Florida between Immokalee and Naples, constantly you're seeing Panthers hit by cars. For some reason or another, they just don't understand how to avoid vehicles. But here's the Panther behind the shed. You're going to see that it's going to start to make some movements. The goat notices it, starts to run, but as you can see, the goat simply cannot keep up with a Florida Panther. So if you are moving to Southwest Florida, most likely you're definitely not going to want to keep goats. There's a Panther is seen running away with the goat, and it's gone with somebody's family pet. Very sad thing to see. Here's the replay of that. The goat lifts its head, it notices it, it runs, but it cannot keep up with the vicious Florida Panther. So if you're thinking about moving to Southwest Florida, keep in mind that it is a horrible place to have livestock, because your livestock will most likely not be able to outrun a Florida Panther. This is why you should never try to have goats in Naples, Florida. It is almost certainly going to end up like this. Naples, Florida is a great place to live, but it is a horrible place to keep goats. Sorry, salt and pepper, but that is what Florida Panthers do. And this video was gifted to me by somebody in the Golden Gate Estates back in the day, about 6 years ago. I really thank them for giving me this footage. It was incredible to get a video like this. It is super rare to catch these elusive Florida Panthers on camera. And while I have seen countless black bears, I have never seen a Florida Panther. I have seen their footprints, but that's as close as I've ever gotten to a Florida Panther. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Have you ever seen a Florida Panther?